What's up, brothers? This is Ouwesok, and in this video we're going to be playing a game of Maquis. Maquis is a pretty smart and great solo player worker placement game. It was number 70 in the One Player Guild of Board Game Geek in the last year. So it's a pretty good game, especially for the size that it is. So let's start a game. We choose two missions. These are the two missions that we need to execute, to complete, to win the game. So let's start a game. Okay, so the first thing you must be aware of is the safe house that's on the bottom of your screen. This is your center of operations. This is where your workers are, your Maquisards, the inhabitants of the fictional French city of Maquis during the Nazi occupation time. You currently see 3 workers, and we're going to be placing them in the city to perform actions that help us achieve the missions, complete the missions. So I'm going to move to Ouwesok. I click the bicycle icon to move. And then there's a patrol moving. Now we move to Radio A on the left. We click the bicycle icon, and our last move is go to the doctor. Okay, so we have now concluded the move phase, and we're going now into the action phase by clicking on the watch icon on the right bottom. And the locations where we can perform legal actions are marked green. It's important to know, very important to know, that after performing an action, you must return to the safe house. And to be able to return to the safe house, there must be a path that is not blocked by these patrols that you see on the board. So you have to move through these white roads and be able to get to the safe house back so that you can perform actions again next turn. So this is the reason that I started my first move on Ouwesok, and the Radio A and doctor. So now we have a line that cannot be interrupted by patrol, so all my 3 men can get safely back to the safe house. So we're going to be performing an action at the doctor. At the doctor we can collect a medkit. So we click the collect. We click the medkit, and the medkit gets added into our inventory on the left. Radio A, you can do 4 activities. First is to collect intel, which we don't need for this mission. Or you can perform a drop of money, of a gun, or of food. And we're going to be dropping money. And the droppings are always going to be found in the fields that are on the below. So you see now that we have 2 money in the left field at the bottom. And that completes the turn. But before we go into the next turn, let's have a look at these patrols. The patrols are not just put randomly in locations. They are managed by a patrol deck. So let's click the patrol deck, which is on the soldier icon, and see what it looks like. So there's a discard deck, which are the 3 patrol cards that have been processed already in the first turn. And the draw deck, which are 7 cards currently. So there's a total of 10 patrol cards. What does a patrol card do? Well, you draw a patrol card and then you place a patrol in the first empty location. And if there's no empty location, then it will be placed at the first location where there's one of your men. And that person will then immediately be arrested and thrown into prison, which is on the right bottom of the screen. And that person is lost for the rest of the game. So it's kind of random sometimes, and to be able to learn this and play this game properly, you must understand the patrol deck. You must look what's already in the discard pile, what's left in the deck, and play accordingly. It is noted that the draw deck here is put in random order. This is not the actual order that you will be drawing the cards. That would make the game a little bit too easy. So understanding the patrol deck is important if you play Maquis. Okay, so let's move to the second turn. I'm going to move to Radio A again. I'm going to move to the spare room on the left. There's 3 spare rooms on the map. 1, 2, 3. They currently don't have a function, but if you go there and bring 2 money, then you can unlock a new functionality. Depending on the missions that you have, you will unlock one or the other. So I'm going to move to the spare room, and I'm going to pick up the 2 money that we have on the field to be able to pay that money to unlock the spare room. Okay, so now you see also an interesting situation. The patrols have been very nasty and put themselves on Pont l'Evêque and the grocer, and they have blocked the entire map basically. But fortunately, I'm prepared for this. So what we are going to be doing in the action phase is we're going to be collecting the 2 money. Then the safe room is a location where you can perform your action despite that you're not able to go back to the safe house. You see this little shield icon. That means that even if you are unable to return to the safe house, you can still perform your action. If you look, for example, at the black market, if you get arrested there, you cannot perform the action, which is to sell one medkit or 1 food for 1 money and 1 drop of morale. So I'm going to be able to perform the action on this spare room, and what I'm going to be creating is a safe house. So now suddenly I have 2 safe houses on the map, and my men are much easier to get back to a safe place after they have performed their actions. So now I can also perform the Radio A action, and I'm going to be dropping more money in the fields. Okay, turn 3. Let's have a look at this mission on the left mission. The left mission is sabotage. To be able to complete this mission, I need to go to this factory once and twice and a third time. And the third time I have to drop dynamite in the factory, and that completes then the mission. So dynamite is a utility that you need to be creating another specific functionality room. So we're going to be doing that right now. We're going to the grocer. We're going to the spare room, and we're going to pick up the 2 money in the field. That ends the move phase. Now we're going to get food from the grocer. We're going to collect the 2 money, and we're going to create another special room, and that's the chemist lab. With the chemist lab, I can now exchange medkits that I get from the doctor into dynamite. That's also one of the reasons I put my safe house next to the doctor, because I want to be visiting the doctor a decent lot in this game. So that completes turn 2, turn 3 actually. On the top left, you see that turn 3 was yellow or orange. That means that during this turn, the morale, which is the bird icon that you see on the left, has dropped. Morale is something that you must consider during the game, because if your morale drops to 4, patrols go from 3 to 4. If your morale drops to 1, patrols increase from 4 to 5. And if your morale drops to 0, you lose the game. So morale is something that you need to be considering during the game and make sure that it doesn't go too low. And you can go to the poor district, and you can bring a food and a medkit to increase 1 morale. So that's a possibility to increase morale and recuperate, and maybe go back to less patrols that are bothering you. Okay, turn 4, we're going to Radio A. Radio A is now a safe place because it's next to the safe house. We're going to the doctor. And we're going to the cafe. In the cafe, there are 2 extra resistance workers that you can recruit. for the price of one food, which we have in our inventory. So that's what we're going to be doing. And that's the end of the turn. So now on Radio A, I'm going to be dropping more money. At the doctor, I'm going to be picking up a medkit. And at a cafe, I'm going to be recruiting a fourth resistance member. And that ends the turn. If you increase the size of your team, the patrols are also going to increase with the same amount. So that's something that you also must consider. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to the grocer. And we're going to Radio A. We need more money and more things. We're going to the chemist lab. And we're going to pick up the money that's in the field. So now we're going to be doing more things. That's the end of the turn. The field, we take the money. The grocer, we take food. The chemist lab, we convert a medkit into dynamite. And Radio A is going to be dropping a gun. Guns are interesting because if you have a gun, you can shoot one of these patrols. These patrols are currently blue, blue-colored icons. These are militia or milice in French, and these are shootable. When you shoot a militia, they get replaced with a red soldier, and morale drops by 1. So you have to be careful with these consequences. The difference between the red soldier and the blue militia is that the red soldier cannot be shot anymore. So that's something you must consider during the game. Okay, now we have a gun available, so we are going to be a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to the fence, where we can buy guns. We're going to the factory to start working on our mission. We're going to Radio A, so we can drop more money. And we're going to the field to pick up the gun. Okay, so the patrols haven't really bothered us, so we are pretty safe. We're going to the action phase, and we're going to do the first step of the mission. We're going to buy a gun, so we have now another one. We get the gun from the field, which is 2 guns we already have, and we are going to be dropping some more money. And that's the end of a turn. Our morale is at 4, so we need to be gathering some more medkits and some more food to be able to manage killing all the militia. But look at the second mission that we have is to kill enough militia so that the town is patrolled only by soldiers. So we have to kill all these militia. So that's the reason that I put my safe house next to the doctor, because we want to be getting a lot of medkits and go to the poor district to exchange food and medkits for morale, while I am assassinating all these French traitors that are collaborating with the Germans. Okay, so what are we going to be doing now? We are going to be going to the fence again. We're going to the factory. We are going to the poor district to increase morale. And we're going to the doctor to pick up a medkit. We could still arrive safely, so that's step 2 of the mission. We're going to buy another gun. We're going to get a medkit. And we're going to increase a morale from 4 to 5. And we're going to start working on the second mission and shoot one of these militia. So now we have finished turn 7. We're going again. What are we going to be doing? We're going to the fence again. We're going to the field because we want to buy a gun and we don't have any more money, so we're going to pick up the money that we left there. We're going to try and finish. We have the dynamite, so we can finish the left mission. That's what we're going to be doing. And we are going to the grocer and pick up some food. Okay, the patrols are not messing with us very much, so this is going fine. Let's go to the action phase. So we pick up the money. Now we can buy a gun. We can complete the left mission by dropping the dynamite into the factory. And we are picking up some food from the grocer. So now we just have to finish off all the 3 militia that are running around. So let's start by killing one. And that's the end of our turn. Our morale has dropped to 2 already, so we have to be a little careful, because if the morale drops to 1, there will be a 5th patrol, which we don't want. So let's work on morale. Let's go to the poor district. Let's go to the grocer to pick up another. Okay, now something interesting happened. What I haven't explained yet are these orange and red numbers that you see below the locations. So this is help that is provided by the digital version of this game, and it provides information about where the patrols are going to be placed. So if you look the fence, there's an orange too, means that there's 2 patrol cars that will place a patrol in the fence. There is 1 patrol car that will place a patrol in Rue Baradat. And there's also 1 that will place a patrol car in the grocer, immediately arresting my men. So that's something I don't really want. So let's look in the deck which that is. Radio B, grocer, black market. Radio B, grocer, black market. So that's a danger. So what I'm going to avoid this danger is I'm going to be killing immediately one of these guys. And now the red one in the grocer has disappeared, because there's no longer a patrol car that can immediately arrest my men at the grocer. So the digital game helps you with these orange and red ones, so that you don't have to look that much through the patrol deck. But if you are going to play at very high levels, probably this information provided by the app is not enough, and you really must study the patrol decks and figure out the strategy. So that was an interesting intermission. We still have some places to go. So let's go to the doctor. If I go to the doctor, you see again there's a red one appearing on the grocer, so that's a little risky. So let's go to Radio A then. This is safe. And the last move I'm going to be doing is, well, let's push my luck. Let's go to the doctor. There's 9 cards in the patrol deck. Only 1 goes to the grocer, so I should be able to survive. That's a little push your luck, and didn't work out. So one of my men got arrested. Okay, that's the end of the turn. At the doctor, we're going to be picking up food. Radio A, we don't need any more guns. We're going to be picking up, dropping food. And a poor district, we're going to be increasing our morale back to 2. Okay. Next, we're going to be to the poor district again. We're going to pick up the food from the field. Otherwise, we cannot perform the action at the poor district. And we're going to the doctor. That went well. So pick up the food, pick up the med, pick up, go to the poor district, increase our morale to 3, and shoot the last militia. And now we have won the game. So we are at morale 2, so there's 4 patrols. All of them are soldiers, so we have now won the game. Resistance successful. So successful means you have won the game. Sometimes it says resistance survived, means you have reached the end of the game completing 1 mission, so it's kind of a draw. And sometimes you can be defeated if all your men ended up in prison or you manage to complete 0 missions. So that's the game of Maquis. I hope you liked it. You can play it for free and get it for free on Play Store. If you buy the free version, you will have 3 different missions. For an additional €1.39, I think, you can get 6 additional missions to give a more variety to the game. So hope you like the game. Try it out, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.